Thank you, Ted. Vicki, Patrick, Mr. Vice President, all of Ted's family and friends and colleagues assembled here. It's a privilege to be with you today to help dedicate this wonderful institute, a fitting memorial to the men who gave a half-century of dedicated and accomplished service to our country in a place he truly loved, the United States Senate. I wish I hadn't already told my best anecdote about Ted at his memorial service. It might have been appropriate here. It concerned an exchange he and I had on the Senate floor that was notable for its volume and vigor. That's a good Kennedy word for you. A story that we both enjoyed telling. Since many of you were present the last time, I won't repeat it today. Pity, though, it's a good one. We were on the floor. There were two freshman senators, one Democrat, one Republican, who got into a parliamentary dispute, and I saw it taking place, so I went down and naturally took the side of the freshman Republican senator, and who should appear out of the Democrat cloakroom to take the side of the Democrat freshman. Soon, face to face, eye to eye, violating all rules of the Senate, yelling at each other. The two young senators fled to the cloakrooms. And after it was over, we walked out. Ted put his arm around me and said, "Pretty good job, didn't we?" That was the essence. But you know, and I know you didn't mind hearing it again, but because Ted and I both believe that if a story made you laugh once, it could make you laugh again, and again, and again. I'm still getting laughs for jokes I stole from Mo Udall 30 years ago. I miss my friend. I miss him a lot. I knew I would when I said 6 years ago the Senate wouldn't be the same without him, and it hasn't been. That's mostly for reasons unrelated to losing Ted, but I have no doubt the place would be a little more productive and a lot more fun if he were there. We all know Ted was a passionate liberal. He was happy to impress on you with that booming baritone of his, just how passionate and how liberal anytime he was challenged. I don't have a very timid personality myself. When either of us was roused to appropriate indignation, we could get a little heated. And if we were on the Senate floor at the same time and at the same temperature, well, watch out. It was a great thing, though, about Ted. He loved it. He loved a good fight. He had a real zest for political argument, and the harder you went at it, the more he enjoyed it, and the harder he laughed about it when you next encountered him. He loved the place. You could just tell. He loved its history and its unique attributes, and its curious means for making incremental progress on the problems of our time. He saw himself as a steadfast advocate for his causes, and no one in the Senate opposed him lightly or debated him without respect for his passion and his powers. We all listened to him. He was hard to ignore. But he also saw himself as a problem solver, which all legislators should aspire to be. We didn't always agree on what the solutions to our country's problems were. Sometimes we couldn't even agree on what the problems were. But when you did find common ground and forged a compromise solution for the sake of making some improvement in the state of our union, he was the best ally, persistent, patient, passionate, thorough, tireless, always true to his word, and just excellent company in all the battles, small and large, that you fought along the way. He made you love the place, too, because you saw the Senate's potential in his many successes there, most of which were achieved by being as committed to the hard and sometimes dull work of legislating as he was to the more fun aspects of the job. He took the long view. He never gave up. He advanced his causes by degrees, and often, too often from my side, he would eventually win it all. I'm less patient than Ted was, but I know his approach was best suited to the institution. He was the statesman in him, tactical, farsighted, and inventive, that made the passionate, outspoken advocate so damn effective. That's a good lesson for all of us. As I said, I miss it. I miss his company. I miss that voice suddenly jolting us out of the torpor of some debate that had dragged on for too long. I miss fighting with him, to be honest. It's gotten harder to find people who enjoy a good fight as much as Ted did. I miss his storytelling, his laugh. I miss the pride, the sometimes solemn pride, but often joyous pride he took in his family's history and the important role they played in the history of our country. No, the place hasn't been the same without him. But if we learn the right lessons from the late Edward M. Kennedy's example, from his love for and his achievements in the U.S. Senate, we can make it better. We can make it a place where every member can serve with pride and love. Thank you.